Hello everyone, welcome to my online geography class KSK Geography. Here we are to discuss one of the important chapters of ICSE Geography grade 10, that is natural vegetation. Remember, from the natural vegetation chapters, 10 marks question it will be formed in the part 2, and in the part 1 there will be one MCQ question, that it will be total 11 marks question it will be asked from the particular chapters, and this chapter is one of the easiest chapter from grade 10. So without delaying further, let's start the chapters, that is natural vegetation of India. Remember, before starting any chapters, you need to study in plan way. You need to know what are the content you need to study in the particular chapters and how you will study, how much weightage it will be given as per the different content. So here this chapter if we will divide into three parts, that is importance of forest, next the types of vegetation, and the last part, that is the forest conservation. Now what will be the marks distribution? Remember, the importance of forest, from this particular part near about 20% marks it will be given. So you need to answer 20 marks question from the importance of forest. Now the maximum weightage given on the types of vegetation, there remember near about 50% question it will be asked from this particular part only, right? And the last part, that is the forest conservation, is very important part, and here the rest, that means that 30% question it will be asked from the particular part only. So now we need to start the chapters. Today in this video we will discuss about the importance of forest. So let's start. First you need to know what is natural vegetation. Remember, natural and vegetation, these are the important terms given. Natural, it means the vegetation it will grow naturally. Naturally means without any human interference. Now without any human interference, if natural vegetation it will grow, it means it need to depend on something else. So what are those? Here the two important factors, that is the climate and the physiographic condition of that area. Depending on these two factors, basically the natural vegetation it will grow, and it will be without any human interference from a long time. And if there will be no human interference at all, so that time we will consider it as a virgin vegetation. So these are the important terms you need to remember. These are the important geographical keywords from this particular part, that is depending on climatic and physiographic condition of a particular area without any human interference, and when it will be completely untouched, so that time it will be called virgin vegetation. Now we need to discuss about the factors of natural vegetation distribution in details. So remember, these factors of natural vegetation divided under two categories. One, that is the relief features, another one, that is the climatic condition. Relief features, those are the land, soil and altitude. Land means which type of landform is there. Is it mountain, is it plateau, or is it plain? So depending on those landforms, the natural vegetation it will vary. Next one, the soil, which type of soil it is. As you know that different type of soil having different nutrient materials, that it will help to grow different type of vegetation. So soil types also play important role for the natural vegetation development. And the last, that is the altitude. It means height from the sea level, at which height level the place is situated. So depending on that, as you will go higher, due to normal upset of temperature, the temperature it will decrease, and depending on the temperature, the natural vegetation also it will vary. That we will discuss much more in the mountain vegetation. So next part, let's talk about the climatic factors. This is one of the important factors which determine the natural vegetation. So under climate, what are the factors are there? So temperature and humidity. As I said, temperature played a very important role to control the natural vegetation. Which type of natural vegetation it will grow, that it will depend on temperature. Why? Because depending on temperature, the biological activities like the photosynthesis process it will take place, and and depending on that, the variety of natural vegetation, it will grow. Even the features of natural vegetation, it will also vary depending on temperature. Along with the temperature, another important factors is there, that is humidity. Humidity means the amount of moisture present in the atmosphere. That also play an important role to control the natural vegetation of that area. Next, the photoperiods. Photoperiods means the duration of sunlight. Means from sunrise to sunset, how much time of a day the plants or vegetations are getting the sunlight. So depending on that also, the natural vegetation, it will vary. And the last one, the precipitation. It's play a very important role like temperature, because precipitation also determine the features of natural vegetation. As the temperature control the biological activities of plants, similarly the precipitation, the amount of water, is very essential for the growth of natural vegetation. So these are the overall all the factors which control the natural vegetation of an area. So under relief, this is the land, soil and altitude, and under climate, that it will be temperature and humidity, photoperiods and precipitation. So let's see next the why the natural vegetations are so important for us. Why you need to discuss so much about natural vegetation. Remember, natural vegetation play a very important role for our environment. Not only environment, it also provides valuable materials to our society. Let's see one. So first important things, you remember natural vegetation or the plants supply oxygen. So it absorbs the carbon dioxide from the nature and it supply oxygen to us. This oxygen make our environment neat and clean. Next, we also get different type of minor or major products. What are those things? Like the honey, fruits, gum and lac, and as well as we are getting different type of other product like that is used for medicine. Even the main things that we are getting from the natural vegetation, those are the wood. So that wood is used for construction purpose, for making house, right? As well as different construction purpose like railway sleepers, the electric pole. For different type of purpose we require natural vegetation, as well as some other wood also used for making paper, as well as sports equipment, furniture. For all those purpose we require natural vegetation. And the ecological most important part, that is it supply oxygen, it keep our environment clean, as well as the roots of the plants. The roots of the plants, it helps to hold the soil tightly, so there will be less chances of soil erosion, and when there will be less chances of soil erosion, so we can control the flood also. Now after that, we need to discuss the different types of vegetation that found in India. So here in India, basically we are getting these 5 types of natural vegetation: tropical evergreens, tropical deciduous, tropical thorn forest or scrubs, and mountain vegetation and mangrove vegetation. So basically these are the 5 type of vegetation we are getting in India. And here is the end of first portion of the chapters. Now in the next video we will discuss about the different type of vegetation in details. And remember, maximum weightage from this chapter, that is almost 50% weightage from this chapter, is given on the types of vegetation. So don't miss my video. For that you need to subscribe my channel and stay tuned for the many more upcoming videos for your board exam. Thank you very much.